Hello, it's me. How's everybody this morning, huh? And we're on the same time now. I have around 10:58. I guess if you're in New Jersey, it's approximately the same time. Um, I don't know. I see. I had this from yesterday. I don't know whether I spoke about this or not. But the Supreme Court, with their tariff attitude, is trying to save Trump from himself. They say. You can't save that moron. Uh, History's gonna destroy him. Uh, the next despot comes along. But it's history. But you can't save that man. He won't listen and he doesn't care. He thinks he's above the law. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, we got a lot of canceled flights coming along. Have anybody seen that? You're getting like 150 a day or something like that out of certain airports. Uh, it's not nice. It's not good. The holiday season's coming. And there are people that make plans and try to make reservations now, and they really can't because they don't know whether the flight's going to be there or not. So advanced planning seems to be going out the window, which is going to make, if they change this next week, and the last 2 weeks of the month are going to be really, really hectic. And it's going to affect everything, including packages coming to your country or something for the holidays. You want to send stuff, right? Like Amazon, Target, all these companies, whether they be domestic or international. All right. Now, apparently, I don't know whether it was just government websites or all websites, but there's ads going up for blaming the Democrats for the shutdown, and that's all being paid for with your tax dollar. Now, I think that's unconstitutional because it's taking away my ability to form an opinion. Because my opinion is you can take the Republican Party and dip it in shit. Okay? Because that's about all it's good for. It's an unfortunate situation. You worry about a one-party system. You have the Republicans attempting to do that, and now it's what's happening without the Democrats really trying to do it is that you're going to end up with another sort of one-party system where the Democrats are the party. Something our electoral and governing system isn't working out the way it's supposed to, and I don't know whether that's because we have so many people in the country of different nationalities and political outlook and everything like that, or it's just because we're stupid. Time will tell about that. I'm going to go kind of with the stupid part. But, that's just because I think everybody's stupid, including me. I have to look everything up. If I wasn't so smart, I wouldn't have to look up anything. Or maybe it's just my dependency on the computer. Now, here's another lovely person, and this is what's wrong with America. This is part of the problem in America right now. Racism, bigotism. Right? Megyn Kelly believes that no Muslims should hold political office in the United States. So she's basically saying the mayor of New York should go. And if we could get a situation where we didn't elect assholes like Trump and some of the other whack jobs that we've elected, right down to your little old country mayor, if you could avoid doing that, And we only elected people who genuinely cared about the job and believed what it said, that it's a government for the people, by the people. If we could get people like that in office, we wouldn't have to worry about their nationality or their religion. And I don't think you have to worry about it now. Megyn Kelly thinks so. Thinks you should worry about it. What scares me more than a Muslim mayor in New York is Megyn Kelly. People like her scare me more than anybody else, you know. Trump doesn't scare me as much as people like Megyn Kelly do, because they're the ones that are out there shooting their mouths off about shit they don't know anything about. I think we all should have to read the Bible and the Quran and look at the similarities between the two. The fact that there are similarities between the two either means one copied the other, or that God actually might exist. Who knows? Now here's one of the big topics for the day, and that's Trump's immunity. You know, Trump's going around committing all kinds of criminal acts. He's ripping off the public. He's stealing money from the Treasury and wherever else he can get his hands on it. He's doing all kinds of illegal stuff, and he's just sitting back and saying, I'm immune. Now, what that's going to do, okay, is cause when the Democrats, if the Democrats are allowed to take power again and they start shifting out the whack jobs, excuse me, I have the fan on and it's nice and cool in here, and I'm just, trying to stay awake. Anyhow, what the Democrats will do if they get in full power and everything like that, and is they're going to readjust this immunity situation, and it's going to have to be a constitutional amendment, and it's going to have to be done in very, very, very short order. And I think you can get bipartisan support for that once Trump's out of office. And I'm not if Vance is there, because Vance needs immunity from stupidity. So, and if he doesn't have immunity, everybody hates him. They'll figure out something for him to, lock him up, lock him up, lock him up. You know what I'm saying? But his mouth, he doesn't care what he says, what he does. He's had some... He does his negotiations not about what's good for the people, what's good for the businesses in these countries, the power people inside the country, which is, I guess, the way you really have to do it, because they're in control. But there's some people that need to be sat down and said, listen, you keep going the way you're going, we're going to come in there and take your head off. Now you say, what's that? That's ridiculous. We can't say that. You can say it to a lot of places. You can even say it to Putin. I don't think Kim will accept that. Kim will flip out. But you can get tough with these guys. You don't have to sit around and say to them, I'm going to give you sanctions. And they leave the meeting, go outside, get their cell phone out, and make arrangements for everything to be done clandestinely, and the sanctions don't mean shit. They're prepared for that. Especially the evil countries, the big crooked countries. We're prepared for that. I don't know what they're never going to get rid of drugs. And I guess that's a generational thing. I don't know what it is, but you're never going to completely get rid of them unless you get rid of the anxiety drugs, depression drugs, and all that medical stuff that you're using to help you, that does actually helps people who really need help. Now, if you understand I don't know if you understand the addiction of, let's say, crack cocaine. Okay, uh, crack cocaine is one of the fastest addicting drugs that I know about. Okay, it's not necessarily a pain relief or what have you, but what happens is you do crack cocaine, and you get this endorphins coming into your brain, and you get this feeling of euphoria. It's a really supposed to. I've never done cocaine. I'm only reading what the scientists tell me. So it's a really high. You know, you get way up there. Everything's crazy and wonderful. You know, it's like acid. You know, sort of the same thing. Only acid has a more dangerous side effect than crack cocaine does. Acid can really fuck up your brain, like your subconscious. You don't want to mess with your subconscious, you know. My subconscious is a homicidal maniac, so I don't want that running around the streets. But anyhow, so what happens with crack cocaine is that you drop fast. You come back down out of it, you know. And when you go down further than you were before. So all you want to do is just get back up there again. You know, come on, because the feeling is more miserable. It's the same thing alcoholics go through, but it's a much longer process to get to that point. You know, where you're so dependent on alcohol. That's a slow addiction. It's not one drink and you're addicted type thing. You know, although they do say if you've been addicted, you take one drink, you can just keep on going. I believe that because I'm a binge drinker. That's what got me in trouble with alcohol. Is that, you know, once I have one, I can't stop at one. You know, I've done it, but I don't. You know, you have to think about it. You know, and you can't be in a situation where you can't be sitting at a bar with, you know, a rowdy bar with your friends all around you, and just say I'm going to only have one. You know, it's like potato chips, folks. That's the problem with alcohol, and it's a problem with a lot of drugs too. Cocaine became popular because of the fact that people don't like needles, and you're marked for life when you do heroin because the scars stay there on your arms. You know, I don't have any scars there, folks. I don't think I've ever taken morphine or heroin or anything medicinal like that in my life. I don't know. I took Percocet one time. The dentist gave it to me because he screwed up. And it wasn't until later on we figured out how he screwed up. But he screwed up, and the pain was unbelievable. So I took Percocet, and the real cause was a fat insert they had left inside my mouth by mistake. So anyhow, but I took a Percocet, and true story, I started talking to God, and he was answering me, and I said, that's not cool, you know? Because God was a hippie then, you know what I'm saying? So that's not really something you want to experience. And my head was like crazily fucked up. It was like having vertigo and being high as a kite at the same time. It was ridiculous. So I don't take strong drugs anymore. And I suffer. I do, because I don't like pain. Especially pain up here, pain in my lower extremity, pain in my chest and arms and everything I can pretty much put up with. The rest of it I can't. So, you know, initial pain is the worst part of it. Once the initial pain is over with, I can live with what's left, you know. So anyhow, what can I say? What else can I talk about, you know? Football game was pretty bad last night. I couldn't watch it. They go on too late. I fall asleep during them, and I don't know who won the game, and I have to wait till today to find out. I'm just looking at what I was writing, but the thing that I believe is a lot, Trump's immunity thing, you know, getting back to that, to the real, oh wait a minute, I have one more thing, the redistricting in California, that Newsom won. He's going to use that to try to run for president. I'm not sure he's going to be a good president. I really don't know. I don't know whether he can win. I don't know whether Trump will let him live that long, or Trump will let elections happen in 2028. Who knows? If he maintains a majority in the Congress and the Senate and at the end of 2026 elections, he definitely will not see a fair 2028 election. And that won't be Trump, I don't think. I don't think he's going to be able to function in 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is, as you could tell from, if you follow me, you can see subtle differences in me, in how I remember things and whatnot, and how I do this, And this takes a lot of effort, and this actually helps me keep my sanity, and keep me alert and whatnot, because I have to read this crap. And if I didn't have to read it, I wouldn't read it, And I guess I'm like a lot of other people that are out there, You don't want to hear this bad shit all the time. You'd like to see something really nice, Don't know what you want to see, but that's life, Anyhow, folks, I don't spend money promoting these videos. I don't do promotions anywhere. If I could find one that was reasonably priced, I might, but I'm not, into that. I put them up on Facebook. I put them up on, where else did they go? Tumblr and Blogger. Now, I am on, I'm two Mastodon titles, Mastodon Social and Mastodon Universidon. I'm on those two, and I can't for the life of me figure out, I keep trying to figure out a way to get the videos to show up on there, and I can't do it. And I only have a couple hundred followers on there, and all I do on those things is promote the, on the Mastodon channels, all I do is promote a quote of the day in the morning, and sometimes I put up humor that I've copied off the internet someplace, but that's about it. I don't do too much of anything else on there, but I have some followers, and they're loyal. I do put up political agenda items, but most of what the people that I'm dealing with are the biggest contingent of people that I'm dealing with are British, and I don't know enough about their politics to get involved in it, so I'm not going to be stupid and say a bunch of dumb stuff up there just because I'm trying to get somebody to hit the like button or something like that. I don't ask them to. I just post stuff and let it keep going. Humor has gotten me the most responses, so, like Smudge the Cat, and, what are the other ones you have that I do? Well, I have to, watch copyright laws and stuff like that with that stuff too, so I don't take credit for it, If I put up something that's off of Facebook, I figure it's legal to do it because it's been, it's out there already, so I don't worry about that. But you have to worry about copyrights and stuff like that. I don't want to get involved in that. All right, so I'm on Mastodon. I'm on Blogger and Facebook and every place else. Facebook's very controversial right now because I have an account that I use, and sometimes I use my phone, and every time I go on my phone, it sends a bunch of messages that aren't from me. So, you have to take everything with a grain of salt out there. Facebook's a little shaky so far as security goes. I don't think they know how to spell the word. But anyhow, that's it for me for today. So if you feel up to it, hit the subscribe button. We're at 19. Which isn't a bad number. I'm happy. I'd like some more. I would love to have 50 by January 16th, but I doubt if I will. That's my 80th birthday, folks. So anyhow, you guys take care of yourselves, and we'll see each other tomorrow, Saturday, so we'll be doing the football tomorrow. All right? Have a good day.